Hi, I'm John Stern, and the story that I have to share took place several years ago when I was on Kauai. I had left the condo where I was living just for the day and went for a 2 hour drive to the Waimea Canyon for a couple hour hike. I was going to camp out that night, so I set down my tent and then drove to the spot to hike from. So it was beautiful as usual. On the way back, I was about 15 minutes or so from where my car was parked, and I stumbled a little bit and twisted my ankle. It felt like a pretty bad one, and I still had about 20 minutes to go. And so I sat down and I did this mental technique. I won't get into this part, um, like as a quick remedy. And I did that for about 10 or 15 minutes. By the time I was done, it was feeling okay. So I walked back to the car and thought everything was fine. I got back and took out my lunch and sat down to eat it. And well, sure enough, the ankle wasn't quite up to it anymore. It started to hurt, it started to swell, and it started to get really bad. I was a little bit freaking out. Okay, um, what's happening here? And the big question was, what was I going to do that night? Whether to stay in the tent or go back to the comfortable place where I was living, which was a couple hour drive. And and then of course all the concerns about what's going on with my ankle. So I decided to pack up the tent. I should mention at this time I was spending a lot of time at the Hindu monastery and learning about Ganesha, especially the remover of obstacles. So at some point I started praying to Ganesha and praying heavily. Well, anyway, I packed up the best I could with an ankle that wasn't doing well at all. From my experience as a chiropractor and in body work, I figured, oh, this is going to be a 2 or 3 week long recovery process at least. Well, anyway, the problem at hand was simply to drive home. And I started driving and I started working through all my repertoire of techniques for dealing with what I was dealing with. I was breathing deeply and continuously, and that's a technique in and of itself. And I was letting go of my issues around being laid up for a couple weeks or more and having people have to take care of me, being on crutches. Okay, I might have to deal with this. I might have to deal with that. And because I'm a good multitasker, at the same time I was chanting a prayer to Ganesha all along. So, and I was able to pay attention to the road also. So it's the 2 hour ride back, and then the best I could to get up the stairs to the condo and got ready for bed. And meanwhile I'm chanting to myself or maybe out loud, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Ganesha, for those of you who don't know, is the remover of obstacles and the placer of obstacles and the scribe and many, many more things. He's a very important god in the Hindu religion. So I'm chanting these chants, and I just decided to do that while I'm falling asleep. So I do, and I finally doze off. And sometime in the night, I had this dream, or it was perhaps part dream, part vision. And in that dream, I'm walking along, and on my left, I see seated this little being with an elephant head, and he's taking notes on something. And somehow, this will sound incredible, he just looked kind of natural being there, so I just kept walking. And then suddenly I realized, oh, okay. And then I just turned around a little bit and I said, Jai Ganesha, which means glory to Ganesha, and just kept walking. And as I started to walk again, I felt his elephant trunk kind of kiss the back of my neck. And that was the end of the dream or vision. And it's been about 10 years, so I don't remember exactly if I woke up right after that. But anyway, when I got up in the morning, the pain was virtually gone, 90 or 95% gone. And very little remnants of what I was dealing with, and over the next week or so the remainder was gone, and that was it. So thank you for listening.